It seems that this vehicle's just too awesome for my old headsets. So thus they broke, and right now using the laptop mic onboard mic. But life moves on. Here's chapter 7 of The Confused Burrow. United we stand. By our key striker GK5. A small convoy barreled down a residential road. No, Optimus isn't in this yet. A quartet of Humvees surrounding an armored limousine. A pair of police motorcycles with flashing lights, one to each side of Humvee in the middle, completed the group. The convoy slowed down as it approached the police station that had been commandeered to serve as an emergency command post. Inside the limo sat President Amaranthi, surrounded by Secret Service agents. A small pedestal was in front of him, a three-dimensional image of Russian Premier Ivan Brekov floating above it.
I am not happy with you going to confront this being,
he said, lips coming outward.
It is far too dangerous and foolhardy, Clayton.
A sigh came from the president.
I knew it. But right now, it's our best bet. Best chance at getting information from this thing. You heard what he said. So I'm going to talk to the head of the planet. Right now, I'm the closest world leader for her to have a chat with.
A sardonic smile crossed his lips.
Although, I'd give anything to have you by my side, old friend.
Ivan snorted, but left eye softened.
You are soft in your old age, Chalk.
He paused.
Then so am I, Tovanis. I've already talked with Iron Bear and the rest of Ministry of Defense. We'll be coordinating with Hollinsworth and Lennox as best as possible, and we will have units on standing by for support.
He chuckled.
Now perhaps we can test the Geneva Accords.
Clayton let the ghost of a smile form.
Perhaps. But hopefully we won't need help.
An agent touched his earpiece.
We arrived at the police station.
Agent Smith said a moment later. Clayton nodded to him.
Thanks.
He looked at Ivan's holographic image.
I will talk to you later.
A limo door opened, allowing Clayton and his detail to emerge in front of the police station. A pair of EDC soldiers stood at the top of the stairs that led to the entrance, each one armed and armored. He snapped to attention as Clayton walked up the stairs and through the entrance, the president saluting them as he passed inside. Inside was a scene of barely contained chaos. Soldiers and police officers, all alike, moved back and forth along the front lobby, some pausing at desks, but most running about. The chaos died down somewhat as people began noticing the new arrivals, quickly pushing back to give them space. The agents formed a human barrier around Clayton, and the group made their way to the front desk as secretary sitting there.
Agent Smith, lead agent of the Presidential Protection Program.
As he spoke, he pulled out an ID card and slid it across the counter. The secretary took the card and looked it over before handing it back. As he glanced over at Clayton and swallowed. Glass door. On first Sunday right, she said, pointing over that way.
Thank you,
Smith said, and Clayton was headed toward her before taking back his card. He led Clayton and the other agents down a short hall to a glass door at partial wall. Inside stood 3 people in front of the wall-mounted map of the local area. The first one, Chief Harold Michaels, was a tall, well-muscular police officer with dark skin, black hair cut to a sharp buzz, wearing the gray uniform of the Kentucky State Police. The woman right beside him, Commodore Marison Fairborn, wore the white uniform of the Defense Command, with shoulder-length brown hair and a touch longer than Regular's pale skin. The final one, General Bat Madison, was clad in a combat uniform of the United States Army, with shaved head and tan skin. He knocked on the door, waiting for the trio to glance over at it before opening up and walking in. Clayton followed, walking out to them while 2 of the agents waited inside the door. The 3 spun around, stepping to attention. Pat Marissa snapped off salute as Clayton returned.
At ease,
he said. His eyes went to the 3.
All right, let's dispense with the formalities.
He walked up to the map.
What's the situation?
Chief Michael spoke up, drawing them out.
We're evacuating all residents and civilians out of a 5-mile radius from the dome,
he said in a rather deep voice.
I've already called in every off-duty officer available, and we're converting every available building into shelters for those who need it, but it's been chaotic at best.
Bat spoke up. Every member of the National Guard has been called to active duty, By last report I received, Fort Knox is sending combat engineers to assist in the evacuation while training their units to gear up for combat. Their tanks will be ready to move in by tonight. Monitor First Airborne at Fort Campbell is fully mobilized and sending out units to coordinate with the EDC personnel and setting up roadblocks and moving as close to the dome as they can. Their airmobile artillery is already positioning itself around the dome, and the 1st Brigade is moving into position right now. Pointing to several spots on the map. We'll have the area covered and we'll be ready for almost anything. All eyes turned to Marisa. The brunette stepped up and around the desk. There was an ice-colored dome and keyboard set. Her glove arms danced across the keyboard and the dome lit up. A holographic map of the area around the dome appearing. Smaller objects, feeling more than smudge, disappeared around it. She pressed her fingers against the hologram's edge, rotating it for a focal view of the area. We have 2 squadrons of X-19s in the air, surrounding the airspace around the dome, and an additional 3 at Autobot City on hot standby. Troop transports are deployed and are moving down the major highways and back roads for maximum coverage. Finally, Jazz is organizing a battle unit of Autobots for support out from Autobot City. Battle out of breath. Damn, how did you get deployed so quickly? Marissa let out a grunt. The Earth Defense Command is tasked with the defense of humanity, General. We have to be ready to mobilize at a moment's notice for threats from without and within. Clean up my hand.
Alright. Thank you for your information.
We focus attention on the holographic map for a moment, before focusing on the Commodore.
Marissa, I want the word passed down to everyone in the blockade. No one is to make any first move out there. It's going to be hard enough talking with this, without being worried about our side setting anything off.
Hill crossed his arms until his head down.
So, you don't believe this is Princess Celestia?
Clayton shook his head at a safer place.
I've met with her close to 12 times over the past year. This isn't her.
I said it before and I'll say it again. I love it when people aren't being stupid. I saw a sigh, but Ben's liver shook his head.
We've got to find out what her intentions are. I have no information, and that's not good.
Marissa's posture stiffened. Mr. President, I strongly advise against you going to her like this. It'll be difficult at best to protect you, even when we get all units in position around the barrier.
Clayton nodded. I know, but right now we're going seriously hunting on information. Someone's got to get in there and find out what's going on. Now, I could wait for Ivan to fly in from Moscow. Something tells me he can't wait that long.
The mirthless chuckled.
And hopefully, she'll have enough sense to realize that killing me there will not be in her best interests, as it remove any restraint on your part.
Mrs. President once again turned deadly serious.
I'll trust you to be monitoring me.
We've got one of the main rooms converted to a monitoring room, with feeds from a dozen sky-based satellites and drones, Marissa responded. If a fly sneezes, we'll be aware of it. President nodded.
Good. All of you, good work so far.
He went to Bat, then to Harold, and finally Marissa.
Make sure all the civilians are out and taken care of as best as possible. There'll be a lot of off my mind during these negotiations,
he said, making quote signs in the air. Bat nodded. We'll do our best, Mr. President.
As will we, Harold added. That's all I can ask you.
The barrier. The presidential limousine approached from the Dome of Energy, driving down an empty street and abandoned buildings. Over 2 the most advanced fire produced by humans circled around the dome. The teardrop state still fires, maintaining an aerial blockade. Pure white alicorn standing on the dome's apex stared down as it drove up. As he stepped off of it, Celestia spread her wings and gently floated to the asphalt, still intact in front of the dome. She silently waited in a surge as the limo doors opened. President Secret Service agents emerging from it. Clayton walked up to her, spread his arms out.
My name is Clayton Abernathy, President of the United States and representative of the people of Earth.
He motioned to the quartet of agents surrounding him.
These are my bodyguards. They've been instructed not to attack in any way. They will defend me and themselves in case of hostile actions.
He pointed to the sky.
This area is also being monitored.
He focused on Celestia.
Now then, if I may ask, who are you and what are your intentions?
Celestia nodded. These actions are acceptable, President Abernathy. She craned her head back. There are members of the Royal Guard in the barrier with similar purpose. She looked back to Clayton and spread her wings out. The tip of her horn lit up. As for identity, I am Empress Celestia of Neo Equestria. I am here to help. Clayton's eyes narrowed, his lips pursed.
Help.
He repeated. Leaning to his right, stared at the barrier. Was he slightly the ears crackling over its surface?
May I ask what this help is supposed to do precisely?
A smile slowly formed in Celestia's mouth. Of course, Mr. President. I am here to help you shed your human forms and evolve into ponies. I am here to help you cast off destructive technology and embrace the wonders of magic. She looked to the sky. I am here to usher forth a new age, a union of our people in one whole, a new day of harmony for you all. Clayton's mouth formed a thin line, his brow furrowed.
I see.
He raised a hand and motioned to the barrier.
You've got a funny way of offering help to us. You destroyed property, personally assaulted a citizen of this country, and have displaced thousands of people from their homes.
Crossed his arms over his chest.
And you're impersonating royalty. This is Great Britain. That alone would be grounds for the death penalty.
He deadpanned. Celestia's wings fluttered slightly. Was he otherwise passive? I am not impersonating royalty. I am Empress Celestia. She let out a growl, remaining flared. I do apologize for the inconveniences, she said, waving her wing at the damage, but it is necessary evil for the greater good and harmony that'll come soon. You thank me, Mr. President. Her gaze drifted around to the agents surrounding her verbal sparring partner. You all thank me in time. Clayton held up a hand.
Alright, one point at a time. The Celestia I know is a princess of Equestria. There's no Neo at the beginning. We're allies with them.
Biting the dome.
That dome not only has cut us off from them, but is an invasion of our territory. I like it gone. Now.
Celestia turned her head and narrowed her eye at the president. You do not seem to understand. It's not surprising, but still disheartening. The dome shall not be removed from Earth until its mission is complete. President's eyes shifted to the dome, looking over in the surrounding area. His face paled as he noticed the red buildings, the almost perfect curvature to the chunks removed from them. Smile lit up Celestia's face. Ah, now you see. She craned her head around and lifted her shoulder at it. This barrier is my creation, under my total control. It destroys that which I wish seen gone, leaving pristine land for resettlement. She flapped her wings. As it grows, the portal connecting Neo Equestria to Earth shall grow, allowing my land to claim Earth for its own and bring harmony to your species. Clayton's hands clenched, his fist trembling.
Invasion,
he muttered. Celestia's head whipped around, eyes wide. What? Oh no! She held up a foreleg. It's not an invasion, simply a merging of your world and mine. That which is evil from Earth shall be purged for the good and harmony of all.
Well, we're not gonna not.
Clayton cowered.
This is not being very harmonious. I don't recall asking for your help, or anyone else doing so for that matter.
Celestia chuckled. Children think of only of themselves. Their selfishness stops them from acting in harmony with others, so they must be helped, even if they do not ask for it.
But we're not children, Clayton replied. You know if someone would ask for help, it doesn't give you any right to impose your will on any other sapient being on the planet.
He had pacing back and forth, keeping his eyes on Celestia.
Your intentions may seem noble to your view, but your acts are aggressive and tantamount to a declaration of war. Again, I ask you to take down this barrier. Allow us to re-establish contact with Equestria, and reverse what you did to make it returns. If you cooperate, some of the sort of relations might still be salvaged.
Celestia's eyes narrowed. And if I refuse? She asked, lowering her head until it was mere inches from Clay's face. Smith and another agent stepped in front of her, but the former Brigadier General waved him off. Ladies and gentlemen, Hawk has bars!
If you refuse, then that's a declaration of war. No matter how you say it is or isn't, given your actions against Mrs. Richards, you are some damn shaky ground as it is.
Celestia's lip curled to have a smirk. I have the powers of a goddess, Mr. President. She moused into the barrier with her left wing. The barrier is unassailable by your technology. More importantly, I have the righteous cause of leading me on, and the moral responsibility to help you. I will not stop until Earth is converted and cleansed of technology, until humanity is uplifted in pony form and united. She stomped the ground, sending a minor tremor shooting through the ground, shaking both the buildings and the humans. Two of the buildings, already damaged, slid into the barrier, the detritus disintegrating as it struck the translucent and course-lighting field of energy. Miss Hand went for his jacket, but Clayton held up a hand and placed it on his forearm.
Not now.
He whispered, focused before him.
So that's it then. No negotiation. No compromise on this issue.
After a slow nod, he let out a grunt.
Very well then.
He held up a hand and extended 3 fingers. 3 days. Celestia blinked. 3 days. She receptor scratched her head with a huff. But there are no facilities for your conversion. No time for...
You don't understand.
Clayton interrupted.
I've given you 3 days to reconsider. Withdraw this barrier, stop the blockade of the quest you were allies with, pay reparations to the people whose lives you disrupted, and change Megan Richards back to human. Failure to do so, or any aggressive actions taken on your part, will result in a formal declaration of war between at least the United States and your nation, if not this entire planet and our allies. His gaze drifted up, and believe me, our allies are quite powerful and numerous.
Celestia's jaw dropped and her eyes bugged out. She choked slightly before coherent words finally formed. You're threatening me! Her manatee elbow flapped. A bolt of magic trembled up and down her horn. A most unwise decision, Mr. President.
The old man shook his head. Not a threat, but a promise. Humanity's dealt with power-mad dictators, interstellar tyrants, ancient civilizations trying to reclaim what they lost, and even abominations that claim to be gods. That's just the past 4 decades. Trust me on this. We will not back down from you or your threats.
Go, Joe. Celestia snorted and rolled her eyes. Ah, yes. And now you're set to threats and posturing, like time and time again throughout your history. Finance is the answer to everything for you. She flapped her wings. I'm trying to help you move beyond that, Mr. President, to a more harmonious way of life. Can't you see? She tilted her head to the side, her mouth drawing up to a smile. There was a pause before Clayton finally spoke.
You're serious?
He muttered, pointing to the ground.
You come here without warning, invade us, threaten us with genocide, and then have the unmitigated gall to act shocked when we said we'll defend ourselves?
He slowly shook his head.
Unbelievable.
A sigh escaped Celestia. I should have expected this, she admitted. You're reacting quite similar to the ones I saved before. Sure, a lot of them saw the light and were converted, but...
Wait,
Clayton interjected, holding up a hand.
Before? You've done this before. Where?
A low growl came from the alicorn, but she stopped speaking. Yes, before. I saved an entire planet of humans from themselves. She drew herself up straight. 7 billion humans, Mr. President, all straining under the yoke of their evil technology and their warped, twisted immortality. She looked down back at him, eyes wide. I simply couldn't let them be. I had to help them evolve, go past what they were. Her horn glowed and a small vial of rainbow-colored liquid popped into existence. The vast majority was saved through this, she said, looking the vial up and down as it simmered in the sunlight. With it, you and as much as humanity as possible saved her yourselves. Clayton stared at the file, face paling.
And you use this new barrier to wipe clean all traces of humanity from this alternate Earth?
His foot slid back, and he squared his shoulders, reflexes quickly reasserting themselves. Again, Hawk is standing before a goddess and is ready to fight her.
Gojo.
The file suddenly fans in a flash of light. Do not fear, she said, sweeping her. I need you to spread my message to the people of Earth, so they may prepare for their coming salvation. She turned and looked back to the barrier. If things in Neo Equestria are not ready yet either. She whipped her head back, made fluttering and billowing about, but it will soon be. Parties work together in harmony, you see. Eventually. Clayton looked her over, face a mask of stone.
I wish I had words,
he said, holding up his right hand, shaking his head.
Worst part is, you think you're right. That means you won't stop.
He turned, but a flash of sparkling light caught his attention. His head whipped around as a glowing vial emerged from the barrier, surrounded by a telekinetic field of magic. It flew at an agent, striking him, shattering and covering him with the iridescent potion. A groan came from him as he shrank, clothes bunched up as his skin changed to a light blue shade. And all house. Sergeant, leaping blindly, paced back and forth, glancing at the simmering barrier and the humans beyond. His lips peeled back in a snarl as he pressed haggled with them, showing her infinite mercy and patience. Why does she not collect them here and now? He muttered, horn flashing on and off. Each flash, a file of potions slid out of one of his saddlebags, sliding back in a moment later. We can raise them up right here and now. Captain Shining Armor glanced back over his shoulder at the younger stallion.
We stay put, as the princess has ordered, he said. She wishes to let them know what will happen to them, as a kindness.
He marched up to his subordinate, eyes never wearing from his fellow unicorn.
She could sweep them under the barrier over the wooded planet and be done with them, allowing our own Neo Equestria to claim it. Instead, she gives them a chance they don't deserve.
He stopped right in front of them, leaping blindly, and pivoted on a hoof to once more to face the barrier, eyes shining. Leaping blindly, his eyes narrowed. Horn flared for an instant, and all the files in his saddlebags rattled. The one he was filling was shot out, flipping over end in the air before flying into the barrier, passing right through. Blindly's Adam's apple bobbed up and down as he made out one of the human beings struck by it, changing into a pony form. Whoops! Shining Armor's jaw hung open for a moment before he slapped his forehead with a hoof.
Leaping blindly. You're going to be on KP for about a year for this,
he growled. He spread his front hooves and the horn lit up. Force field springing up right in front of him.
All right, you fools,
he shouted, gaining every pony's attention inside the barrier.
Thanks to Private Blindly,
the situation has just escalated.
Princess Celestia will need our help.
His eyes shifted back and forth as other members of the Royal Guard lined up. Unicorns to the front, Earth ponies taking backup position, and Pegasi hovering above. He scraped a hoof against the ground and lowered his head.
Charge!
Police station, 5 minutes earlier. Marissa paced back and forth, hands on her hips, a scowl on her face. She, along with the EDC and the U.S. Army personnel, were inside hastily converted observation room. The initiatives were hunched over monitors. Each screen was showing the meeting between President Abernathy and the Unicorn from a different angle. Mounted on one wall was a large screen showing the entire area around the meeting. Batman walked up to her. The two were standing in front of the wall-mounted screen. We've got 4 battalions of artillery being moved into position, he said, pointing to 9 blue squares. We've airdropped M198 howitzers with railgun upgrades, and we have M113 carriers with borers moving to position. The National Guard will place older model M102s into position here, here, and here, he said, motioning at several squares on the map. But they're not fully mobilized yet. We'll get tanks on tractor trailers. They'll be transported down the highways. He paused and let towards a preparatory grin. The tanks are all Abrams, all the M1A3 models. I'm not taking any bets, but I think they can handle most of what's thrown at them. We're also scrambling other units from farther away, but it'll take time to get to Kentucky. Marissa held up a hand. Never a good idea to count your chickens before they're hatched, General. She looked at the screen, turned to face it. In any case, we also have units moving in to surround the area. She traced a thin line leading in from Tennessee. And the Autobots are on their way as well. Unfortunately, our best bets are currently unavailable. The Equestria we're allied with? Precisely, Marissa said. She turned her head slightly as Harold walked through the door and made a beeline for the tape.
All civilians have been evacuated,
He reported, looking at a clipboard in his hands. He looked it back up at the two soldiers.
I still got every officer I can out there patrolling for strays, and to keep looting and rioting down as much as possible.
Your men did a hell of a job, Harold. You should be proud. He glanced at the monitor and squinted. Hey, what's going on? He raised a hand and monitored to an area near the barrier. That part's wavering? Marissa's head went down to the brink of computers and monitors. Magnified grid. She looked back to the screen, eyes tracing a row of numbers and column letters. Magnified grid G5 and enhance. Harold's right eyebrow arched.
I thought that could only be done in TV shows,
He remarked. Marissa smirked down as the image zoomed in, losing none of its clarity. This screen doesn't have pixels, she said, waving at it. I could tell you the name of the imaging technique and technology used, but the last time I thought of it... She stopped mid-sentence as a file emerged from the barrier, striking a Secret Service agent. What the hell? She turned on her heel, scrambled towards the monitor, leaning on a technician. Put me through to Agent Smith! The technician flipped a switch and pressed 3 buttons, connecting to the precidental details headed at the road's intercom. You're on! Marissa nodded. Agent Smith, I need a sit rep, now! Agent Smith's voice boomed out.
Back here! Roger! Roger, what is God's name?
There was a pause before he spoke again.
Commodore, Agent Jones has been compromised. He's been exposed to some sort of quadruped, possibly an equine.
The sun shot through everyone's attention.
General, send me an airstrike and pound this area and fight with artillery.
The president shouted.
She's firing every human on Earth into a pony and wiping our entire civilization out. She's already done it to a parallel Earth and is coming for her own.
Smith's voice came over again. We're evacuating the president and... The hell? Marissa's head shot up and turned to observe a group of ponies clad in plate armor emerging from the barrier. General Madison, please remind me what the absolute lowest limit is for utility aircraft operating in the United States airspace. 1,000 feet, Bat responded. But as now, all minimum safe altitude limits are null and void over that area. If you'll excuse me, I have to call in the artillery barrage in a dangerous close situation. He touched his ears at a small comm unit. Give me artillery battalion CO. Tell him to be prepared to fire. Agent Smith's hand flew to his jacket pocket, and he pulled it out and started up. A small targeting reticle appeared on a HUD on the interior of his sunglasses, matching where the targeting scope of his firearm was. And a small breath as his friend and comrade of over 15 years scowled over to the Alcorn, claiming to be Celestia, and prostrated himself in front of her. He held up his pistol in a two-handed grip while slowly backing up. He and the other agents forming a human shield around President Abernathy.
Mr. President, we're getting you out of here,
he declared, eyes never leaving the armored ponies. The president gritted his teeth and clenched his hands, knuckle bones cracking.
Damn it! What the hell happened to happened to Roger?
He craned his head up.
Roger!
He barked.
Step out of it, man!
Celestia's head shot up. He does not follow you anymore, she announced, voice ringing out. He is a nouveau, the first of many. She looked back down at the prostrating pony, extended a wing and gently stroked his back. Do not fear, little one. Your time is at hand. Soon you and all of humanity shall know harmony in Neo Equestria. She looked at shining armor, standing at her side. Captain, who threw that vial? Shining armor ducked his head, keeping his eyes on the humans.
It was leaping blindly,
he said, motioning to a unicorn with crimson cheeks.
I've demoted him to the rank of private, and we'll have him doing KP for the next year.
There's no need for that, Celestia replied. It was impulsive, but ultimately for the best. She bent down and looked at the still prostrate new foal over. What shall we call you, little one?
His name is Roger Jefferson,
Clayton shouted, face flushed red. Leslie's eyes glanced up, locking onto Clayton. Not anymore. He has said and evolved into a new one that shall lead your people into a new golden age. Her ears suddenly twitched. Captain of the barrier, along with yourself. She looked to the sky. I feel the humans are about to show the one thing they have skill for. She got a tired sigh as he observed the president and his agents reaching to the limo that brought him here. As soon as he leaves, I have a feeling they'll be attacking us. She snored. Nostrils spilling out, a cloud of steam emerging from them. Shining Armor looked to him, his orange glow intensifying. I'm surprised his bodyguards held their fire. The Acorn shrugged. That duty was to get him away as soon as possible. I should let him leave, to honor my half of the agreement. He did not attack me. She looked at Captain Shining Armor out of the corner of her right eye. Now, don't you have somebody to get to safety, Captain? The Acorn's ears flattened against his skull. Of course, Your Majesty! Also with a huff and a pair of earth ponies broke away, flanking the new flow and leaned into the dome. Celestia's wing expanded. Also, Captain, prepare the airway. Of course, he replied, ducking his head low. Shining Armor himself backed up, his eyes never leaving the humans, as they escorted their leader to the vehicle. The other Royal Guards ponies followed, eventually re-entering their dome. 5 seconds later, a shimmering trail appeared, heralding a high-pitched wail and a thump of a hypersonic bolt of metal impacting against the barrier. Several more impacts rang down from multiple directions, each one striking the dome and sending out waves of magical lightning and coruscating energy with each impact. A few struck Celestia directly, rebounding off her own personal shields. Celestia rolled her eyes and slowly spread her wings out. Very well, she said, rising to the air even as a teardrop-shaped aircraft approached, spitting out lasers and missiles at her into the dome. The tip of her horn flared and her eyes flashed golden. If this is how you wish to behave, then so be it! A yellow beam of magic shot from her horn, firing out and sweeping through the sky in a wide arc. It passed through the chassis and several aircraft carrier firing at her, slicing them apart like a hot knife through butter. The aft sections exploded, sending the forward parts tumbling through the air to the ground below. A few canopies were blown off, ejection seats rocketed out, most of them impacted the earth, scaring both plane and pilot. Celestia let out a grunt as more shells, missiles, lasers impacted the personal shields in the dome below. I wish I could have saved you all, she muttered, but my power is too low. I must end this now. She kicked the air, leaning forward, shooting off the nearest weapon firing at her, sonic booms echoing in her wake. Sergeant Rebecca Winchester raised her binoculars as the 5th armor-piercing round from her team's E8 howitzer shot to the target. She let out growls the round impacted, doing no appreciable damage to the translucent dome. Target hit! No effect! The rest of the crew let out grunts. A piece of artillery air-dropped into an evacuated parking lot near the barrier. He had fired at the barrier when the order came from General Masson, but no damage had been done to whatever it was that had appeared to destroy part of a residential neighborhood. A voice sat from her right, snagging her attention. Sergeant, orders for the BC! A soldier from the fire detection center reported to her while handing her a scrap of paper. Rebecca nodded, pausing to rub the bridge of her nose. Thank you, Private. She cleared her throat and touched the throat mic. Load high explosive rounds and repeat fires! I don't think you should do that. It's just a waste of your weapons. Rebecca's eyes shot up, catching sight of a white horse flying above her. Ethereal mane tail floating in the air, wings slowly flapping in the air, a horn sprouting from the forehead. She barely had enough time to reach for her sidearm before a file flew at her, breaking apart, spilling some sort of liquid over her face and hand. Marissa let out a groan as 2 more X-19s were destroyed. Tell all aircraft to pull back, she ordered. A communications officer suddenly glanced up on her screen. Terrible! We lost contact with artillery positions 12, 13, and 15! Before anyone else could respond, Abernathy and his bodyguards were playing while Dr. Bat and Marissa. Negotiations are off, he declared, his face an expressionless mask.
Not that there ever are.
He glanced up and locked eyes with Marissa.
It's war against all of humanity.
Marissa's eyes blazed. Well, That is what the Earth Defense Command was founded to do. That, meanwhile, walked over to the column officer who made the previous report. Have you been able to re-establish communications with those citizens? He asked, crossing his arms. Communications officer shook her head. Sir, now their biometric data's gone haywire. She tapped her keyboard. Now Persistent 14's gone dark. A voice suddenly boomed out, commanding and forceful. I have disabled 4 of your weapons platforms. Do not attempt any more attacks on the dome, or else. Backlash to the ceiling. What did you do to that crew of artillery units? He growled out, hands clenching. I have freed them from their human form. Celeste replied. Even now they go to Neo Equestria. Hopefully, as many as possible will join them. I go back now to begin preparing my little ponies for the new brothers and sisters. You shall hear from me very soon. And with that, her voice fell silent once more. Clayton swallowed. He leaned close to his goddaughter.
Marissa, what space-based assets do we have in the orbit?
He asked, voice barely above a whisper. Marissa slid a small data pad out of her pocket of her pants and tapped on the screen several times. The Enterprise, Repulse, and Yokohama are currently in orbit up for our battleships. We got some destroyers to dock as well. Plus there's the home fleet. As he glanced up at him, eyes wide and realized Jason set in. Mr. President, are you suggesting?
I hope to hell it doesn't come to that.
He said, holding up a hand.
But I need all options open.
He turned and focused in on Bat before glistening to Marissa.
General, Commodore, I'm heading back to Washington. Hopefully, Mr. Preston has something for me by the time I get back. And Twilight Sparkle and her friends are there as well. I'll expect hourly updates from you. Anything happens, I want to know about it.
Both Matt and Marissa drew themselves up to attention and saluted. Clayton returned.
Godspeed to you and your soldiers. I swear, we'll get those turned back.
He said. Communications officer touched her headset. Mr. President, she announced, there's a message coming in from the White House, and there's a message from Iacon. Clayton's head whipped around.
Can you pass it through from here?
There was a pause before she nodded. Put you up on the main view screen now. The wall mounted screen's image faded, and switched to a static image of the Autobot emblem. All eyes in the room turned as the headed soldiers of Optimus Prime appeared on it. Woo!
President Amarathi.
The leader of the Autobots said, voice grave and carrying 9 million years worth of authority.
I apologize for not being able to talk to you directly. As of 5 minutes from now, Icon 1 has departed from Althex with myself aboard. We are taking the fastest route to Earth in order to help you. Also, as per the Geneva Accords, all Autobots and Autobot assets in the Sol system are placed under Earth Defense Command without the aim of conflict.
There was a pause as the Autobot leader glanced off to the side.
Clayton, my old friend, I do not know what this false Celestial wishes to accomplish, but by my laser core, by the Matrix, she will not succeed. I do not know what trials await humanity in the coming weeks, but the Autobots shall help those who helped us win the Great War and bring peace and justice back to Cybertron. This I swear.
And with that, demons disappeared, to be replaced by an overhead view of the dome. There was a silence before Technician let out a small whoop! Before long, almost everyone in the room was cheering, thrusting their fists in the air, clapping. Yeah, this is the equivalent of Superman showing up and saying he's about to kick ass. Under a few seconds, Bad held up his hands. All right, settle down, he barked, breaking the impromptu celebration at the end. We still got a lot of work to do. Get in gear, people! Clayton, meanwhile, placed on his hips and looked around.
Well, our singular senses does shut up a bit,
he said, chuckling slightly, looking around. Bat, Marissa, keep me poised. He walked out and stopped.
General, keep the current forces held back until reinforcements arrived.
Bat straightened up to attention. Yes, Mr. President, he said, saluting. He returned to salute before finally leaving. Neo Equestria, outside Canterlot. Starting Armor looked out to the landing field. He and 2 of his top guard points were standing on a balcony right outside Canterlot proper. His eyes swept over the 5,000 Pegasi standing at attention. before him, all clad in armor and armed with saddlebags loaded with vials of potion. He cleared his throat before speaking. It was a mild spell his beloved sister taught him to project his voice out over the crowd.
You know what your mission is! You will be to fight into teams and set out to this new Earth. To spread the potion and convert as many as possible before the barrier and confusion barrels are ready.
He paused for a moment.
Many of you might not return. But know this, your death shall not be in vain, for you shall be saving an entire species for themselves.
He thrust a foreleg into the air.
Celestius Incapitatum!
He declared. The Pegasi all returned salute. Celestius Incapitatum! Well, you know what I say? Till all are one.